Hello, my name is Mateo, founder and president of E.C.H.O nonprofit. E.C.H.O stands for Empowering Communities Through Humanitarian Outreach, and that is our goal. We've been working for about five years. This last year, we were able to go to 7 different countries, reaching almost 15,000 people. And I would like to share some of those stories. I'm also the photographer on the team, and I'll be showing you some of my favorite pictures from this last trip. Starting with Malawi, Africa. Malawi is very special to me. The first time I went to Malawi was in 2014, and we went and I worked in an orphanage there for about 3 weeks. And this last year, we were able to go back to that orphanage and just see the progress and see how much they're growing, how much everything's developing is very encouraging to me. This first picture is of a group of 3 kids, 3 boys from the orphanage on their way to school. This is a small private school with Harvest Hope Home with Gospel Link Ministries. And so they're able to get an education and they're able to be taken care of, because this orphanage is a very different from most orphanages, where they have like 5 group homes with 5 group families, and in each home they have their adopted kids from like an orphanage. They bring them into the home and they make it feel like a home. It's not necessarily an orphanage. But these kids have gone through so much. The life expectancy there is very low. There's a lot of hunger, there's a lot of famine, there's a lot of sickness, there's a lot of diseases, a lot of dirty water. And unfortunately, there's a lot of death due to malaria. And I even got malaria the first time I went to Africa. And it was very difficult. Like I almost died. It was very severe. In Malawi, on average, I think it was last year, the statistics were 6.2 million people got malaria, and it's a very deadly disease. A lot of people die from it. But there's a lot of poverty there. There's a lot of hurting. There's a lot of sense of hopelessness almost. And so we were able to go this last year. I went with my camera by myself. I found myself walking with my new friends through the Africa, just huts, no running water, no electricity. And I captured this picture of this little boy. You could just see they have gone through so much. They have seen things that many should not even see. You could see almost the pain in their eyes. You could see how much they're longing for a solution. They're longing for a hope, and that hope is found in Jesus. And we have seen how much God has changed their lives. We have seen kids go from hopeless and just from losing everything, from losing their families, both parents, sometimes they're even their siblings, and they're surrounded by death, by suffering, by pain. And whenever they're brought into Harvest Hope Home or another area there, just God fills them with love, fills them with hope, fills them with joy. And you can see this picture of this little boy. He's smiling, right? He has a smile that you could see that there is hope, right? Here's a picture of a group of girls from the orphanage, and they're just ecstatic. They're with joy, and they're kids again. They're able to have fun. This last picture of Africa is these 2 boys playing in the street, and they're having a great time. And it just encourages me, because it reminds me that there is hope, and what we are doing is making a difference. Next, I would like to share with you guys about Mexico. Well, a lot of times when we think about Mexico, we think about tacos, we think about different things, but we don't really realize how many indigenous people are in Mexico. There's actually 68 indigenous people groups in Mexico, in the mountains and spread out through the entire country. And not all of them speaking Spanish. There is 364 different variants of their indigenous languages that are spoken throughout the country still today. This last time we went to Mexico, we worked with 2 different groups. We worked with the Cora people, and we worked with the E.C.H.O people, which they speak Cora and they speak E.C.H.O and they speak other languages. And these are indigenous people of Mexico, the quote unquote Indians, right? And we were able to go take our medical staff, our dental staff, to be able to be a blessing to those communities. And here is a picture of one of the ladies. There we see her colorful necklaces. We see we see in their skin just the life that have lived, everything that they have gone through. Here we have another old lady. We have her with those earrings that they hand make, all those earrings, the traditional clothes, and you can just see these people have lived a life that we can sometimes not even imagine. They have gone through a lot. And their kids are starting to go through different things. They're going through the challenges of moving from the indigenous isolated groups in the mountains to going to get an education, to going to build a life, build a career for their families. Right here we have a group of kids. They're in the mountains, and you can see they're wearing normal clothes, quote unquote, right? But they are indigenous people, where they only access to where they live is by boat. And we went and we hiked for about 4 hours after the boat ride, 4 hours to get there, to deliver these gifts to them. We partnered with different ministries, and we deliver the gifts. We deliver humanitarian aid, care, and all these things for free to them, to bless them, to remind them that they're not alone, right? This is what we told people. This next picture is of a little boy of the Cora people in the mountains of Mexico. We don't think oftentimes of it being very cold, but where they are at, there's very high elevation. There's a lot of wind. It's very frigid wind, and where they live in little wooden huts. They invited me into their huts. I sat with them. I ate with them, and it was just little pieces of wood that they had put together, and they had tried to put trash bags over the wall to create some type of insulation. But you can see the wind chap on their faces. You can see the bitter cold that they have gone through, and they have just suffered a lot, not only from conditions, but from being isolated, being even some racism in Mexico. Oh, they're from the mountains. Oh, they're indigenous. Oh, they're not as good at us. They're not as smart. But we're wanting to reach out to them, show them that they are very important, that they are loved, and that they're being cared for, right? And so we are planning to return there to Mexico once again at the end of this year. I'd like to just conclude this video with sharing a little bit about Peru. We went to Peru. This was our seventh time to go to Peru. We went to the Amazon jungle, literally on the Amazon River. And here we have a picture of the sunset on the Amazon River, and we have these ladies washing their clothes. They're doing an everyday task that sometimes we take for granted, but they're washing their clothes in the river. They are taking care of their families, and it's a very peaceful life, also with its challenges. This next picture is of a little girl. She is maybe her mom sent her to the river to get water, maybe to cook with, maybe to clean with, I'm not sure. But you see this little girl, and you see that she's in the Amazon River. If something was to happen to her, they would have to wait for either a Tuesday or a Thursday when the boat would pass by going to the city, and then they would have to wait the 6-hour journey to the city. That's if they have money to pay for the fuel, if they had money to pay for the doctors. If an accident happened and they need medical care, they need to travel on either a Tuesday or a Thursday to go to the closest city, which is about 6 to 8 hours, depending on the current on the river. And then even after they reach the hospital, some hospitals are not even accepting them because they don't have an ID. They don't know their date of birth. They don't have something that they could write the insurance off with the government. And it's very difficult. It's very sad. But we're very excited to be able to be working with them and encouraging them and reminding them that they're not forgotten, that there is people who care about them. We went with our medical staff, with our dental staff. We worked with hundreds of patients, all free of charge, all giving them these things. And I asked them, when was the last time a medical clinic or the government sent some help or something? And they said, no, you guys are the first. And I said, we are the first this year? Like when or what do you mean? No, we were the first to ever go there. Nobody had ever taken a medical staff, a dental staff. Nobody had ever gone to provide for them basic care. And so we're very excited to be able to working with them. Another on a lighter note, the first time, this next picture, it represents and is the first time they ever played with a balloon. And we see the joy of the kids' faces and just them excited to be able to see this colorful object and play with it. And they were very excited to just have fun, to feel loved, to be cared for, right? And that is our goal here at E.C.H.O, is to bring care to them, to bring them love, to share the love of God with them. Once again, we're E.C.H.O, empowering communities through humanitarian outreach. Last year, we did a lot. This year, we're working on doing more. If you guys would like more information, you can follow us on our website, just echoteam.org, right? And you guys can follow us on the Instagram, echo_team. And we really appreciate you guys. And we'll be keeping you guys posted on the next and upcoming trips. God bless.